Hey everybody, Richard here with CRG Games, and today I've got some boxes to show you. So this is my latest purchase for the store. I love drafting, and I like selling packs because I like to spread the joy of drafting. So we're going to go over some sets, kind of talking about them just a little bit, and then if you'd like to purchase packs, you can do so on crggamesllc.com. The packs will all be very competitive pricing. They should all be well under the market value because I got a pretty good deal on all of these, buying them as a lot. So the first one we're going to go over is this one. Oh, it's backwards. Dragons of Tarkir. Now, this is a fantastic set. I remember playing this back in the day when this came out, and it was awesome because of one card that I really, really liked, Collected Company. I am going to open these as well because I have to take photos. I don't have any photos of these packs yet. Remember to be careful when you're cutting towards yourself. You know what's interesting is there is a clear difference in the feel between the old cardboard, like the old cardboard that these boxes were made out of, and new cardboard. I don't know when exactly it changed down the road, but at some point it did. So we'll go ahead and pop this open. Typically, when I've got these staged, I tear this part off, this top part, but it's kind of nice to leave it on. So they don't always do this nowadays, but most of the old boxes always came with like a flyer on top. It's got a little information about drafting and the Wizards Play Network and all that stuff. This set was released March 27th of 2015, so it's been 8 years now, right? 8 years? Yeah, a little over 8 years. There's a lot of great cards in this set. Sarkhan Unbroken, Planeswalker is currently the most expensive at about $20. Collected Company being the next most expensive at about $12.79. However, the thing I always like to point out about these older sets is that the foil multiplier tends to go up over time. So while a regular Collected Company is $12.79, the foil version is $23. Narset Transcendent. It's a mythic rare. It's $9.18. The foil is $38.60. Now, of course, if you're opening a box, you're not guaranteed to get, that foil Narset or that foil Sarkhan. But if you do, you basically hit a little jackpot. And these packs really aren't all that expensive. So the market price for Dragons of Tarkir pack is $6.75. A box is over $200 right now because these kind of things, 8 years on, they're starting to dry up. This is post printed demand, right? So there's, at the time, there are plenty of them on the market. But as time goes on, these things tend to dry up. So what I'll do for the store, of course, is take three packs. I always try to showcase 3 different arts, snap a photo, and that's how I use my product photo. These are available on the store, and yeah, hope you consider picking up some DTK. The next set, put that back, is going to be Khans of Tarkir. Khans, backwards again. Khans has always been a popular set because of the fetch lands. This was my first introduction to fetch lands. Before Khans of Tarkir, you would have had to get them from the older sets, which I think it was Onslaught, is where you would have gotten the fetch lands from this set, and those ones are quite expensive. They've really increased in value over time. But you know what? Khans of Tarkir, the fetch lands in this set, have actually started, they've remained really, really stable over the years because they haven't been reprinted yet. There, to my knowledge, hasn't been any threat to reprinting them yet, so they've still maintained a lot of their value. Khans of Tarkir, these boxes, right now the market price is $222.92. That does not necessarily mean that's the cheapest price that you can get them on TCG Player. We've got another WPN flyer here. Again, they don't do that anymore. We'll put the other one back in. Cons is a great set. So your fetch lands are going to be Polluted Delta. That is currently almost $41. Wooded Foothills, Bloodstained Mire, Flooded Strand, and Windswept Heath. You're looking at a scale. Polluted Delta at the most at 41. Windswept Heath, the cheapest, at 25.56. Now foils, of course, are expensive. They're all over $50. Altar of the Brood, another great card that was released in this set. I've used Altar of the Brood a ton, is currently $7.82. And another great card that's in this is Hardened Scales. That's about $5. It is starting to increase in value a little bit. Looks like 13% over the last 7 days. The originals will always tend to maintain a premium over newer reprints just because it's older and by proxy it is more scarce. Cons is a great set. I'd love to crack some of these open myself. And you know what? I might put some of these together for a draft down on my LGS. Now, like I said, the box price for this is $222.92. The pack market price is $7.83. So $7.83, and you've got the opportunity to pull a $41 Polluted Delta, or if you get a foil, it's $60 or over $60. A lot of great value in Cons. I've drafted this a couple times. It's not really my favorite draft experience, but if you were to create a Chaos pack and you put like a Cons, a Fate Reforged, and a Dragons of Tarkir, that could make for a really nice draft. Our next set is going to be Fate Reforged, so let's put this back. I'm not going to open this one because I've already got a box of Fate Reforged open. Fate Reforged has had a couple of cards in the recent past increase in value quite substantially. The first is going to be Temporal Trespass. So if you pay attention to a lot of decks and things like that, Temporal Trespass jumped up a bunch recently. It's currently at $20. Ugin the Spirit Dragon, he's about $19.50, and Monastery Mentor is the next most expensive card at about $7. Again, foils have a much higher premium. Temporal Trespass is $40 in foil. Ugin's almost $60 in foil still. And I have to guess that not a lot of people know this because I didn't know this. Fate Reforged gives you the opportunity to pull fetch lands. It's very interesting. I learned that last year while streaming on Whatnot. We were opening Fate Reforged, and one of my viewers, he said, "Hey, did you know that you can pull fetch lands out of those?" And I was like, "No, that's Cons of Tarkir." But you can, in fact, pull fetch lands out of Fate Reforged. I think on average we pulled about 2 per box. I don't know if that is, indicative of all of Fate Reforged, but 2 per box in here. Those are going to be mixed in with the common lands. So you'll see the common lands, and you really got to pay attention to that land in the back because it might just be a Polluted Delta. Very cool set. I would recommend, if you're building a Chaos draft, to pick 1 from Fate, 1 from Dragons, and 1 from Cons. Really gives you a nice mix there. So our next set, which I got a pretty smoking deal on, is Timespot Remastered. Now, this set, it's hard to believe. This came out March 19th of 2021. It has been, that's over 2 years now. And I remember standing in my LGS after F&M, which me and some other guys were standing up at the counter just cracking packs. And I remember I got one of the foil retro cards, and it wasn't the one I wanted, so I was like kind of bummed out. And then I went and checked the price, and it was like $40. I was like, okay, it's not that bad. It was Feather the Redeemed, the retro foil. I sold that a long time ago. I probably should have kept it because I need that for my binder now. But yeah, Timespot Remastered, a great set. This has got a lot of really big hits in it too. So what you're going to be wanting to look out for are Gemstone Caverns, that's $65.31. Chalice of the Void, that's $56. Urborg, still holding really strong. That's just under $40. And Thoughtseize, kind of surprising, is $27.37. I did not realize that. However, the biggest thing in Timespot Remastered, if you've opened this set, you'll know the retro foils tend to be really expensive. For example, Retro Chalice of the Void, $180. Retro Foil Thoughtseize 228. And the Holy Grail, the Piece de Resistance, is going to be your foil Ponder. $274.30. I have opened, and if you were, a Whatnot viewer, you will have seen, we've opened a crap ton of Timespot Remastered. Never have we pulled a foil Ponder. I'm still waiting for the day that I crack a pack and pull a $275 foil Ponder. It's a beautiful, beautiful card. And you know what? The market value on a box of Timespot Remastered currently sits at $243.26. The pack market price is $8.89. So you have a very good chance when you're cracking these packs to actually pull something good. There's a lot of value in Timespot Remastered. And if you happen to hit that foil Ponder, man, it's like a little lottery ticket. Fantastic. I haven't hit one yet. If you do, best of luck. If you're going to want to draft these, grab 3. You can mix this with other stuff too. I haven't actually done that yet, but I imagine it'd be kind of fun. Moving on. We've got one that I've only drafted once, and that was down at my LGS. I took a box down there last year at some point. War of the Spark. We do need to open this because I don't currently have any boxes. I did run out for a little while. And what I do is I really wait until I can find the best deal, and then I negotiate for even better deal. Pass those savings on to you guys. I put a little markup on it, covers me, and then you save the rest. Now, this is also a really fun set. There's a lot of great cards in here, and really this set was known for kind of being, a Planeswalker in every pack, and I'm fairly certain there is actually a Planeswalker in every pack. I don't know if it says anything like that on the back. Usually you'll have information right under here, under the tab, but I don't want to, peel it up. If somebody buys this pack, they don't want to have it look like it's used. So, a lot of great cards in this set. Let me change my variants real quick. Your biggest pull in here is going to be Finale of Devastation. It has maintained a high price for a long time. You're looking at about $46.75, and if you get it in foil, almost $80. Now, you've also got Liliana, Dreadhorde General. She's $23. Karn the Great Creator, he's $15.90, and Teferi Time Raveler, he's $13. A lot of really fantastic cards, and cards that I've seen a lot of play, like Bolas's Citadel. I mean, that's still $7.85. It's a fantastic card. I've only drafted it once. I would really, really like to draft this more, but it really comes down to when we can get the play group together and all that. And usually it's Friday. Sometimes we do it on Saturdays. But man, War of the Spark. Everybody that has drafted this with us has had a blast. Highly recommend War of the Spark. Plus, there's a lot of value. Next, also in this block, is Ravnica Allegiance. I'm not going to open this one because I do have some RNA already open. This is a fantastic set. This introduced us to a very, very nice card. Many of you have played it, Smothering Tithe. That is currently at $28.58, and if you get a foil, it is $28.12. There's a reason for that. Double Masters 2022 had multiple reprints of Smothering Tithe. It kind of sucks, but it's just the name of the game. Now, this came out in January of 2019, so it has been over 4 years. There are 290 unique cards in this set, so it's relatively decent size. The other thing you're going to want to keep an eye out for is Shocklands. So this has got Breeding Pool, Blood Crypt, Stomping Ground, Hallowed Fountain, and Godless Shrine. They're ranging from $23 for Breeding Pool down to $11.92 for Godless Shrine. And, of course, if you get the foil, they've got a little bit of premium on them, although they're not that crazy. I really like the Ravnica block. This brings me back to Return to Ravnica and Gate Crash, and I would say Dragon's Maze, but we'll just leave Dragon's Maze out for obvious reasons. Ravnica Allegiance, and what's next right here, Guilds of Ravnica, in my opinion, are two really fun sets to draft. So Guilds of Ravnica came out in September of 2018. So this actually came out first before Ravnica Allegiance. Guilds of Ravnica also has a Shockland cycle. That's Sacred Foundry, Steam Vents, Overgrown Tomb, Temple Garden, and Watery Grave. Honestly, I like these a little bit more, but the overall value is a little bit lower. So you're looking at 1870 for Sacred Foundry, down to about $14 for Watery Grave. However, still a very fun set. You got great cards like Arc-like Phoenix, Beast Whisperer, which is one of my favorite cards, and Chromatic Lantern. So those are some other things. And, of course, Assassin's Trophy. One of the best removal spells in the game, in my opinion. A box of this, currently, the market price is $119.22 with a pack market price of $475. For context, I will have these packs for sale for $3.67. I feel like that's a pretty decent price, and it's well under the market price. Put this together with Ravnica Allegiance and War of the Spark, and I think you'll have a lot of fun. Next, we've got Corset 2020. Now, I always like to have Corsets on hand because they tend to have some good reprints in them, and sometimes they have new stuff in them. Like this has got the Cavalier cycle. Last year at some point, I think it was during the midway, one of the Cavaliers, that's Cavalier of Thorns, saw a meteoric rise. That went to over $20. I think it maybe have crested 30. It's come back down to about $13. But the Cavalier cycle is really, really nice. The next best one is Cavalier of Night, which is also about $13. Now you've got some other nice ones like Chandra, Awakened Inferno. She's about $13. Cavalier of Dawn, $17. Now that I'm looking at it, I didn't realize the whole Cavalier cycle has really increased in value. It didn't used to be that way, but yeah, Cavalier of Dawn now $17.48. Sorin, Imperious Bloodlord, love him, $18. And then my favorite card out of this set, Field of the Dead. It's $24. The foil's $30, and it's a great land, and it gives you zombies. Field of the Dead. Who knew? It's also got Ley Lines as well. Elvish Reclaimer, which is a great card. A Johnny-inspiring leader. He's actually not in the main set, but they released some decks that you can get, and there's some supplemental cards in those. The other card from this set that is my favorite, it's really a staple in a lot of decks, is Veil of Summer. It's utterly broken. It's an uncommon. It's $7 for an uncommon. If you get the foil, it's over $30 for an uncommon. Now, I've opened, I don't know, I opened a case of Corset 2020. I did not get a single foil Veil of Summer, which was a little bit, it was saddening. It made me sad that I didn't get one because I was solely after that card for my collection, and I didn't end up getting one. But you might, Corset 2020, consider this for your draft. You can really mix the Corsets with anything. That's the key. If you're building a Chaos draft, you can mix Corsets with anything, and they'll generally work. Next, we've got Corset 2021. Now, I haven't actually had Corset 2021 in quite some time. Reason being is because I just couldn't find a good enough deal on it. And part of that is because this has got a really expensive card in it. Terror of the Peaks, $37.57. It is a fantastic card. And that is one of the things that kind of like bolsters the price of this set. Core 2021 right now is about $118.24 on the box. The pack market price is $435. I've got it for $3.39. I think that's a really strong price. Corset 2021, I've actually opened a good bit of this too because of two other cards. Chromatic Orrery, which is $30, and Fiery Emancipation, which is $26. And then you've also got a reprint, Ugin the Spirit Dragon, from Fate Reforged. He's $20. And then you've got Heroic Intervention, which is also $20. And then Grim Tutor, $17. I can't stress enough how loaded with value Corset 2021 is. This is a set that I highly recommend adding into any draft. Just one pack. Just throw one in. Because if you pull that Chromatic Orrery, right, or you pull that Fiery Emancipation, that's a really nice thing, I think, to have in draft. To each their own. Your mileage may vary. I'm not very good at drafting, but I do I do really enjoy it. Especially if you get like Mangara, Azusa, Chandra, Liliana, and one of my favorites from this set, Elder Gargaroth. Fantastic card. He's currently at 1375. Corset 2021, we will open this because I don't have any currently unopened. I'd really like to pull a foil Terror of the Peaks. That would be fantastic. I currently own one copy. I own the extended art foil, which, shoot, that has just steadily gone up in value, basically without stopping for the last, year or two? This came out in July of 2020, so this has been almost 3 years ago that Corset 2021 came out. That's the one thing you got to remember, is the sets usually come out like the year before. So Corset 2021 came out in 2020. Super enjoyed this set. Highly recommend it. Grab it and add it to your draft pack. If you're ever opening boxes, one tip that I always have to get these things out easier, take your packs. You can get to the bottom of it there. Turn them like this. This makes it significantly easier to count them. You can just go down the spine, and it's kind of easier to get them out as well. However many you need, you just put your fingers in there and grab them. So, highly recommend Corset 2021. Hope you guys, consider picking one of these up as well. I believe that wraps it up. I've also got some other stuff that I did get that I didn't really think about doing a showcase for because it's Streets of New Capenna. I did add that. I've also got Unstable coming, which I've never actually opened Unstable, but the cool thing about Unstable is the foil full art lands, they're stupid expensive if you get them, and the pack prices are not too bad. So when I get those in, consider picking one of those up. I'm going to crack a couple myself because I would love to pull a foil full art island. And then I've also got Kaldheim collector boosters. Now the cool thing about that is I got a pretty sweet deal on those packs. They're going to be well under market price. I've got 3 boxes coming in, so that'll be 36 packs. And yeah, I'm thinking those will be in by the end of the week. So I hope you guys enjoy. So just to recap, I've got 9 boxes here that I'm going to be adding to the website, crggamesllc.com. I hope you guys consider picking up some packs, making a draft pack, and if you do, message me. I'll throw you in a pack of sleeves as well, because I care. Until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.